Welcome to an overview of NWA Powerrr. I know I can do a review, but I decided not to because I'm not sure if you guys even want to even see a review of this, because this show is so different than what you would normally see. Let me wind back a little bit. I want to say this. This show is so different. It's so unique and rare that not everyone is going to be interested in it. It's a very acquired taste. Now I want to say this. Last week, I actually did a SmackDown review. I actually did on Friday. I did a SmackDown review, but I chose not to release it. I deleted it after I did it because I thought it was going to be way too harsh, and I thought it was way too harsh. I didn't see anybody else's review of it once I had shot it. And I thought, no, I might be a little too biased here because of what's going on with AEW doing very well, and especially what happened at Full Gear now, seeing it now. And knowing that Impact Wrestling just moved over to Access TV. And I just thought maybe I'm being a little too harsh. And because I've been very disenfranchised with WWE, I decided to delete that and try to step back. But when I saw everybody else's review of it, I knew I had the right review. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing no Raw reviews and very little SmackDown videos at all, because I just don't feel interested. And I remember when I did that, I had not seen the Tuesday version, which was episode 4 of NWA Powerrr. There's a lot was going on last week. So I looked at it this Saturday, just before here, I saw that episode 4. I didn't see episode 5 yet. I have seen episode 5. So at that time, that Friday going to Saturday morning, I looked at episode 4 and it cheered me up. And then now I've looked at episode 5 and I realized that I cannot do a review not knowing how you guys are going to feel, because I'm going to have to explain what the style of this show is. NWA Powerrr, which it's been out for a month and a week. It managed on the first show more than 500,000 views. Now, even indie promotions don't usually get that in their first showing. They did a great job, and even though the numbers have declined, because the number right now for episode 5, which has been out about almost 5 days, is gone down to 175,000. It has. So the initial shock of going almost over 500,000 down to 2 holds, and now it's around 175 to 176,000. It is an acquired taste. Now I'll explain. Unlike WWE, Impact Wrestling, you got AEW, even ROH, you got mainly on all these shows, you may have pyro, you have a Titantron, you have music playing. Yeah, you may have to work in a studio audience, which, like with Impact Wrestling, they have been going from venue to venue, and AEW venue to venue, but like NXT, which is still at the center that they're working right now, not far from the Performance Center, they're still doing a studio audience. So essentially speaking, they're not much different than AEW Powerrr. But when you see it, it is completely different. In AEW Powerrr, you get no Titantron, so you get no video package in the background. You don't see nothing. They just walk out to the ring. Then, you get no music. These guys and girls come out straight without no music. They only get announced by the ring announcer. The only way they get over generally is either the ring work in the ring, or with what's the guy's name? I forgot his name, because I really haven't paid that much attention to the guy who's doing the interviewing. He's probably in my face right now. He does a good interview. I don't usually pay attention to the interviews. I know I should, I just don't. I'm trying to pay attention to the wrestler themselves. And that's the best thing. The interview does have to make it good, but the wrestlers have to make it work, because here, it's not scripted. These guys and girls are legitimately given the opportunity with a mic in their face or a mic in their hand to put themselves over. And then they got to go in the ring, or when they come out of the ring after the match, they got to go in front of the camera, front of a mic, and they got to be able to think on their feet. This is total old school of NWA. And any of the other older promotions like WCW, WCCW, even the WWF or WWF was doing segments similar to that before they made it more television type, more televisionized. You know, that's how it used to be. They used to have to make the spectacle to be in front of not just a live studio audience or a big audience. They would make it good for television. This isn't about just being good for television. This is about wrestling. They're supposed to pander only to the studio audience. And even though the camera work is good, and the thing that got me at first, when I first saw the first 2 episodes, I was going, why are they using such big ass cameras? What the hell? These cameras are like 1980 version cameras. They're studio cameras. But guess what? It actually works. Is the camera work good? No, not all the time. It's not much different than any of the other shows. They don't always switch properly for the people at home to be able to see it. This is all about the studio audience. But they do it better than Impact Wrestling to a certain extent, and a little less than AEW. They're not like the WWE. They got a small audience and a small venue, and those cameras are big, so they're not going to catch everything 100% properly. So I can give them that. They do capture decently well in the ring. And with those big cameras, it does have a very different feel. Now, here's the thing. The people that I've cared about for many years are on this show. You got Eli Drake. You got Eddie Kingston in Homicide. They're called, what are they called? The Outlaw Inc. Cool. You got Bram on the show. He's with Wildcard. And that's with another guy I don't recognize. Even though I have watched them whatever times they've been shown, it's Bram. He's wearing a freaking kilt. How can you not recognize Bram? It's Bram. He's going by a different name, but you get my idea. When it comes to Sienna, Ashley Kay, she's there. Marty Bell is there. Now, they don't have any of the other women that you normally see in Impact Wrestling, but they do have one woman that I have recognized that is from Reality of Wrestling, and that's Ashley Vox. I have seen her on there. Now, I don't remember what her name was on Reality of Wrestling, but I do recognize her from Reality of Wrestling. You got Magnus is there. We already know Magnus. Magnus is there. You got James Storm. He's there. Colt Cabana is there. Now, the thing about Colt, I've not ever really watched him. So, seeing him, I can understand why people like him. He is charismatic. He's not bad in the ring. I mean, he's showman. He's a heavy showman in the ring. He does have the ability to wrestle, but he's a heavy showman. So that could put a lot of people off. That's understandable. You got Mr. Kennedy. Well, Mr. Anderson. Anderson is there. Mr. Kennedy, the former WWE star. But he's there. It feels important. It feels interesting. Then you have one guy who's been with the company, AEW, for quite a while, and that's Tim Storm. I'm kind of wondering, why don't they put James Storm and Tim Storm together and a tag team, call them the Eye of the Storm? That would be cool. But right now they're working separately. Nick Aldis, which is Magnus. He's the current champion. Right now in episode 5, you now have Colt Cabana as the national champion. The wild cards with Bram, he is currently the AEW tag champions. And you got a couple of people there, but I almost forgot. You have Aaron Rex, Aaron Steen, or if you still don't recognize the guy, you got Damian Sandow. He is there. Damian Sandow is working there, and he's using the Damian Sandow intellectual savior of the masses, the one I used to like. The one who had an attitude, the one who thought he was better than everybody. This case, he is basically a Hollywood star that's come back, and he is trying to regain himself. Now, I'm not going to say what happened in the match that came in episode 5. You're going to have to watch it yourself. But it was interesting nonetheless. The feel of the show, because there's no pyro, There is no Titantron. There is no music other than when you watch the show on YouTube, the opening credits has a very good 80s kind of feel of music. Now, like I said, this is not going to be for everyone. This is almost a very niche type of show. And I don't know if every person's going to just like it. At least until they change up the style of the show and make it more broad. They're being very core about it. They're being very focused. This is about getting the wrestlers over in the ring and making them have to think on the damn feet. They got to go in front of a camera, get a mic in their hand or a mic in their face, and they're going to have to think. Of course, they're going to have some type of idea what direction they got to go because Jim Cornette is there. And then you got Joe Gilly. I believe that's his name. There's a picture of them in my face. They're the commentators right now. And hearing Jim Cornette actually makes it work for me personally. Anyone else? I don't know. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to care about Jim as a commentator. But you know what? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with Jim being in that position. When it comes down to it, this is a very unique promotion now. Can't say everyone's going to like it. And that's the reason why I have not done an episode here. Because I'm not sure what you guys are going to feel about this. Hearing this, the best option would be to go and watch an episode of not AEW. I'm thinking that I'm sorry. Is NWA Powerrr. When you look at it, I hope I didn't say AEW and NWA. Please, please don't tell me I did. If I did, I'm going to flash NWA under there saying I'm dumb. I will. I will put under there, I'm dumb, you'll hear me say it later. I will put it if I forgot. But simply put, this is a very unique promotion. It is. I don't know if everyone's going to like it. Particularly if you want me to do a series of it. But you guys tell me below, do you want me to do a series? Tell me if you want me to watch NWA Powerrr, about to say AEW. I'm thinking about what happened in Full Gear because I did a 30-minute video. That sucker was hard to edit. But tell me if you want me to do a series on it. Tell me if you want to hear about it. But this is just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!